Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are going to get acquainted with commonly used spices in Indian cooking. I have them all laid out here. So we're going to start with the ingredients that are commonly used in our day-to-day cooking. So this right here is cumin seed. And next to cumin is the mustard seed. These two ingredients are used almost in the base of every dish we prepare. As soon as you heat your oil to prepare the base for any curry, vegetable, dal, you without fail put either cumin seed and or mustard seed. Some dishes require just cumin, some just mustard, some dishes require both. So these are the two ingredients that you must have on hand for your day-to-day Indian cooking, in addition to anything special that you want to make. So after we add cumin and mustard to the base of any dish in a hot oil, we next move on to our powdered spices. The most basic and commonly used powdered spices are coriander powder. This right here in this jar is coriander powder, and next to our coriander is bright and beautiful turmeric powder. These two spices are again most commonly used in most dishes that you prepare. Depending on how hot you like your food, this is chili pepper flakes. These have quite a bit of heat, so you don't want to add too much of this in your preparation. But this also goes in the preparation of your base for any curry or vegetable or dal. Adds a very beautiful color and also the heat. Next to that is pink salt. Some dishes call for pink salt specifically, particularly if you're making Chana Masala, you would require to put pink salt in some quantity in your Chana Masala. So these are the powdered spices. I'm going to move on to this section here. This little powder that you see is called Hing in Hindi and Asafoetida in English. This is also used in our day-to-day cooking quite a bit. So this goes in almost all the dishes that you prepare with cumin, mustard, add your powdered spices. You also add this to the base of your dals, vegetables, curries. It has a smell to it. It's a compound of some spice. It also has some wheat added to it to create this compound. Again, it's called Asafoetida. It comes in tiny bottles in any Indian store and is commonly available. This right here is mango powder. This is dry mango powder. This is also a very commonly used powder, but it's not required in all the dishes. Not all dals, not all curries require you to add mango powder to them, but there are some that would taste good only after you add a few spoons of this. Just like, for example, if you're making bhindi masala, you would definitely want to use this to bring out the flavor in your bhindi masala. This also goes in your chickpeas and a lot of other preparations. So this is there for that tartness. Next to our mango powder, this here is fenugreek leaves. Those tiny leaves that you see, these are dried up fenugreek leaves. The way you use them is you take a pinch of them on the palm of your hand and you crush it like such and make it into a coarse powder, and then you would add it to the dish that you're preparing. This is commonly used in dishes like shahi paneer, paneer butter masala, or chickpea curry, and a lot of other curries. So we have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel that you will see me use fenugreek leaves in a lot of curries and veggies preparations. So these are our commonly used spices. Here on the platter are certain spices that you would need to use if you want to prepare some restaurant style preparations at home. And I'm going to walk you through some of these. Let me get a little spoon. This right here, they're called Carom seeds. In Hindi, they're called ajwain, A-J-W-A-I-N, or Carom seeds in English. These are an important part of bhindi masala. Just like you would add cumin when you start to prepare a base for any vegetable, dal or curry, this you would use at the same time as you're heating the oil in your skillet. The next thing you would add after oil would be carom seeds if you were making bhindi masala. After ajwain, let's move to this side. This is whole black cardamom. This adds a lot of warmth and flavor to any dish that you add. You can add it whole to certain dishes, or you can use it as a powder to become one of the ingredients of garam masala. You must have heard of garam masala. It's not all spice. It's a blend of many spices, and black cardamom is one of them. If you want to add this whole to your rice, you would bring your rice to a whole new level of flavor. So it's a very fragrant, very warm whole spice. Next to black cardamom, we move this way, and these are fenugreek seeds. These little brown seeds, they are fenugreek seeds. Remember I showed you fenugreek leaves? These are the leaves and these are the seeds of the same plant. These are not used in a lot of dishes, but certain dishes that do call for them really hit the whole new level once you add fenugreek seeds to them. Punjabi curry is one of those dishes. You must add fenugreek seeds to your Punjabi curry. Or if you were making potato and carrot vegetable, you would use fenugreek seeds there as well. Next to fenugreek, we have here whole black peppercorns. We use black pepper ground up in a lot of preparations. So I think most of you are familiar with whole black peppercorns. Again, they're also used powdered as a part of garam masala. So just like whole black cardamom, peppercorns are also a part of garam masala, ground up of course. Next to the peppercorns, here we have green cardamom. This is also a very fragrant, mellow, fragrant and sweet spice. This is added in whole or ground form to many preparations. If you are preparing restaurant style shahi paneer or paneer butter masala or malai kofta, you would put a few pods of green cardamom when you're preparing the base for those dishes. So this is a very fragrant spice. If we move in this corner here, this is star anise. This is a very potent, very fragrant spice. You don't want to use too much of it. Just 1 or 2 flowers will take your dish to a whole new level. These are also a very important ingredient in all those flavorful, creamy sauces that you taste in restaurants for malai kofta, shahi paneer, all those creamy sauces. And what else can I think of? Mirchi bangan, the spicy pepper eggplant, if you have tried it, that also has this in the base of that vegetable. Next to star anise is cloves. Again, this is also a part of garam masala. So garam masala, by now you must have figured out, is a combination of a lot of whole spices in the right proportion. And also you can use cloves by themselves. Just pick up a couple of them and you just take it like this, break the top of it, and you can sort of drop it like that in the base of any sauce. Again, if you're making rice, you can add a couple of cloves, some black cardamom, a couple of inches of whole cinnamon stick, and let your rice cook with these whole spices. You don't need to powder them. You just put them whole and let your rice cook. You will notice the difference. It adds a whole lot of flavor and fragrance to your rice. Next to the cloves here is coriander seeds. These are our coriander seeds. Remember we saw coriander powder? This is something that we use in our daily cooking and is a part of the base for most dals, vegetables, and curries that we make. These are the seeds that are ground up to make this powder. And in some recipes, it's best if you dry roast your whole spices and then you powder them before adding them to the dish that you're preparing. Certain dishes do call for you to do that. So this would be the coriander that is called for. What can I think of? One of the potato dishes that I make calls for whole spices like whole coriander seeds, whole cumin seed, couple of cloves, whole red chili pepper, peppercorns, and also fenugreek seeds. So I would call for all these spices, grind them fresh, and then add them to the base of your potato tomato curry that you are going to prepare. It's a whole different taste, and it really enhances the taste of your potatoes. Next to coriander seeds, right here we have bay leaves. Bay leaves are also a very fragrant addition to some of those restaurant style creamy sauces. And next to our bay leaves here, you see these are wrinkled red chili pepper. These are milder, and once you grind them up into a fine powder, they impart a lot of color to your sauces. They're not as hot as these whole red chili peppers that you see right here. So these are hot, these are milder. They impart more color to your preparation than these would. And this, of course, I'm sure you're familiar with. These are our cinnamon sticks. A lot of recipes call for you to add 2 inches of cinnamon stick or 1 inch of cinnamon stick, depending on what you're preparing. And these also, when they're ground up, they're a part of Garam Masala in the right proportion. So there we have a whole palette of spices that is commonly used in Indian cooking. And you can check out some of our restaurant style curries on our YouTube channel, like Shahi Paneer, Malai Kofta, Paneer Butter Masala, vegan versions of all of these restaurant style favorites, which use a lot of these spices that I walked you through today. So if you have these on hand, in no time will you be able to prepare those wonderful dishes and enjoy them in the comfort of your home. Before we close, I'll also share with you a couple of things that I try to keep on hand from the store. One of them is Chana Masala, right here in this box. I like to keep this on hand just in case I'm in a pinch. I'm not able to prepare my own spice blend from roasting these whole spices that I just showed you. I would in a pinch use Chana Masala to prepare delicious chickpea curry or Chana Masala curry. So this is a good spice to keep on hand. And the other one is Chaat Masala. Chaat Masala. Again, don't pay attention to the brand. This is the brand I like to use, but you can use any brand. They come from many different manufacturers. But Chaat Masala is one of those spices that if you have on hand, you can sprinkle on top of any preparation. If you have a fruit salad that you find is getting a bit boring eating every day, you can take half a teaspoon of Chaat Masala, not Chana Masala, Chaat Masala. Take half a teaspoon of Chaat Masala, sprinkle over your cut fruit, takes it to a new level. You can sprinkle it over fried pakoras or dal fritters, sprinkle some Chaat Masala, you're good to go. So these two, I would say, you may not use every day, but it's good to have on hand. When you're in a pinch, they can take your food to a whole new level of taste and experience. So there you have it. These are our spices that you will hear me talk a lot about and call for when we are preparing some of the Indian dishes. This in this bottle I want to show you is another spice. This is ground cumin. This is prepared by dry roasting the cumin seeds. So you would take cumin seeds, put them over low to medium heat and dry roast them for a few minutes, and then you grind them in your spice grinder, and this is what you get. It's a very fragrant spice, and it can be a wonderful addition to a lot of spices. Again, chickpeas comes to mind is one of the recipes that calls for dry roasted cumin powder. If you found this information useful, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more informational videos like this. See you soon.